The cost of being a brand. Now, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, this video is going to be about, MrBeast and Kai Cenat. MrBeast pumping out $1 million videos pretty much every time he posts. Him having literally 443 million subscribers at the time of recording this video. Absolutely insane. High production is an understatement when it comes to MrBeast videos. And same shit with Kai Cenat streams. Kai Cenat he has incredible streams with crazy guests, and the cost of becoming a brand is usually authenticity. You know what I'm saying? It's no longer just like me, like a guy, just making a video in his room. It's a whole team production trying to make the most entertaining, most dopamine hitting content you can possibly make. And same shit with Kai Cenat. He has Tony Hawk. He has a fucking half pipe in his backyard. He has Selena Gomez, Victoria Justice, hitting us with nostalgia and things like that. Sniper Wolf, things like that. And just absolutely changing the game. And you're just no longer a guy, you're a brand. You know what I'm saying? I think the cost of becoming a brand is authenticity, to keep it simple. But I'm gonna let Tommy say it. Let's get it.
Ever since MrBeast blew up in 2020 and slowly worked his way up to be the face of YouTube, people have been saying he altered the way YouTube completely works, or he quote-unquote ruined YouTube. Everything became about pop-up text and crazy CGI visual effects in a video. If you don't have the budget to burn a man alive, then you might as well hit the door, because you're not gonna make it and you're better off just working as one of MrBeast's editors to fulfill his empire. Even MrBeast—
I mean, you could just, people like Penguin Zero and Asmongold and Queso, who are pretty low effort solo YouTubers and streamers and stuff. They're you can look at them, they're prime examples of you don't have to fucking burn a man alive to get a whole bunch of views on YouTube. And plus, do you really need 100 million views on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? On one video? Yes, that's awesome. That's literally amazing. Yes, you would love that, right? But, you know what I'm saying? That takes a lot more work, effort, and, resources that you may not have. And I'm all for putting more work and effort into it. But for the resources, if you can't burn a nigga alive, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. You could still be successful.
Not gonna make it and you're better off just working as one of MrBeast's editors to fulfill his empire. Even MrBeast himself admits all the time that he completely changed the fabric on YouTube. Because of that, last year he started changing his video styles to be more slower and comfortable to watch, while also tweeting out at other creators to stop doing that type of overstimulating content. But the damage from that has already been done. Now, I'm gonna be honest, while he did impact YouTube to be in that type of format and creators out there still follow it, people saying nowadays that authentic creators no longer happen because of MrBeast are completely wrong. I mean, come on. You're watching me. Yes, I'm glazing myself. I will say come-ups with someone like Queso, for example, are a perfect example of how this still happen. Only 3 years ago was he streaming out a 2 megabyte Wi-Fi setup, and now he gets 50 to 60,000 viewers every time he streams. And someone like Speed, who literally sat at his desk like a classic 2010s YouTuber raging at games and shit. I think the thing that really changes creators is when they turn from a creator to a full-on brand. And someone I've been hearing people say that a lot about nowadays is Kai Cenat. As someone who started seeing Kai a couple of years back, I think even the biggest Kai Cenat fans will tell you he's completely changed the way he acts on camera. Down to the jokes he'll make and what he even does on stream is totally different. And look, just to get this out the way, I'm not some big Kai Cenat hater fan page that shits on everything he does. I remember when they were trying to cancel him for not building a school in Nigeria because he said he was gonna do it. Acting like a school gets built in a couple months. This is in the middle of a village in Africa. Not to mention the amount of forms you would have to get signed off from the government, and also it's out of the country as well. But you could tell as he started climbing to the top of Twitch, he had this thing happen, which happened to MrBeast, turning yourself into a brand, therefore having to hold back things you used to do. And the problem with this specifically as a creator is because people see your come up and how you used to act. Then when they see you kind of pulling back on it or afraid to be like that, it feels like a betrayal to the people that used to watch you. I would compare perfectly to a creator and a music artist. artist. A music artist can pull this off because they're signed to a label and usually come out polished to how the label already wants them. Meanwhile, with the creator, people see the change happen over time. There's a ton of TikTok edits of Kai from that time and people saying they miss him before he changed. And now because he's—
I mean, I think a lot of it has, one, obviously he's not going to be rizzing girls and doing all this other shit because he has a girlfriend now. You know what I'm saying? And he has for a couple of years, I think. You know, at least since Mafia-thon 2. And also, he can't say too controversial bullshit. He can't, you know, denounce gays. Like, he can't be like, oh yeah, you on some gay shit, bro. Like, y'all niggas always acting gay. You know what I'm saying? And have like a not negative connotation to it. Maybe he still does that. I don't know. But at least those are examples of things where I'd be like, where like, you know, his managers will step in and be like, yo, you gotta chill on that, bro. You got a lot of people watching you, with a lot of different type of backgrounds and baggage. Okay? You could trigger someone. You can trigger a lot of people. People can hate you. You know what I'm saying? Completely flip the script. Cut your fan base in a third and a half in whatever.
changed over time. It's made a whole new meme of people pretending to be Kai's viewers, basically saying they're the most parasocial people on the planet.
Bro, what are you doing?
Shh. Kai's talking.
Bro, what? When did you start watching Kai Cenat?
Well, it's not just Kai. Drewski's there too, and Kevin Hart.
I seen this guy. He's an idiot.
Also, his subathon did not help the narrative because people started calling it the begathon halfway through. He had things kind of set up like a TikTok live streamer when he was sleeping, where if you gifted subs, stuff would happen to him.
I mean, that's hustling, bro. You don't get 1 million subs by just providing good content. You gotta hustle that shit. It doesn't work like that.
Frankham John type of stuff, but regular things. And to reach the goal, he probably did have to do stuff like this. It's 1 million Twitch subs. But the clips just
look absolutely atrocious.
In the first 30 minutes of me taking a shower, it is called Dirty 30. Where
wait, he was in the shower for 30 minutes?
If you guys sub up, you guys can make me more dirty. Wait, but how can somebody upgrade you though? That's my question. How do you earn upgrades?
They can get up to 500 gifted in the next 30 minutes.
530? God damn!
Me personally, I noticed the difference though between this subathon versus his others. Is this one was a lot more corporate and focused on hitting the goal mainly. Like he had a ton of A-list celebs coming through, Kim Kardashian, Selena Gomez, etc. And I noticed when you reach that point to people where you as a creator feel unreachable and are with these huge people, you don't feel as authentic to them and they know you're gonna have to hold back things to reach that point. There was also a lot of celebs coming through and using Kai's platform just to promote their and dip. Mariah Carey literally showed up for 30 minutes to promote her album and left. Compared to Kai having a full sleepover stream with Drewski and Kevin Hart where they both actually cared about giving good content. That's what
facts, and I really think that should have been 2 nights. I feel like that shit was way too short. That shit was like Invincible War level short. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that. That's a good ball knowledge.
People actually liked about Kai in the past when he started doing this. Him bringing celebs on stream who don't just want a free promo. I understand too though that people change and sometimes that's not who they are anymore. But there's a difference between growth versus changing yourself to make sure your brand is 100% neat. Another way you could tell a creator is kind of focused more on their brand and less about authenticity is the way they approach certain political issues. This should be clear. I'm not saying every creator has to talk about every little political issue going on. But
I think they shouldn't, honestly. Unless you really, really want to go down that route. But trust me, it's just not even worth it, game. It's not.
The indicator for people has been how creators approach the topic of Palestine. At this point, Palestine has got to be like a 95% to 5% issue on how people feel about it. A majority of countries agree how the Israeli government is and has straight up admitted they're ethnically cleansing Palestinians, except of course, the United States of America. By the way, in the time you've been watching this video, they've made $37,000 to $43,000 off your tax dollars, so... In the name of freedom, this is a small sacrifice you must have said. people dying in America, we gotta give it to Israel so they get free universal healthcare. And people have been really getting on MrBeast for not saying anything about it. You know, as the internet charity guy who gives money to impoverished people all over the world, it was kind of expected by his audience to happen. He don't even gotta say nothing for real. He could just have a little donation next to all the donations he's done. But as of now, he hasn't done it. And there was also this stream last month where MrBeast was doing a charity with Aiden Ross and
again, hustling. He is begging folks, but it's hustling at the end of the day. Like, if you were like, think about it like this: if you were on the streets, had nothing to your name, yes, you're begging, but since these folks actually have shit and they're trying to do it for a cause and trying to hit a goal, like, I feel like it's hustling. You know what I'm saying? Like begging is when you have nothing. I don't know. Let me see if I could distinguish a definition. So I just asked ChatGPT, what's the difference between hustling and begging? All right, and I'm gonna ask him to put it simply because I ain't reading all that. Hustling is working for it. You're offering value, creating something, and earning support. So since you're offering value, like years of water to an impoverished place, right? Or for Kai, he's offering good content with your favorite celebrities. That's hustling. But begging is asking for it. You're depending on others without giving anything back. That's begging. So it's not a begathon. He's hustling. He's hustling, y'all. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, you know what I'm saying.
QC, where Free Palestine gets said and he's dead silent and kind of looks like he's held back by something.
Okay. I didn't mean to scream at you.
Free Palestine.
What'd you say?
Dr. McNugget.
You just know him.
Well, I mean, like, if MrBeast is like, all right, I can't say Free Palestine because a lot of people are gonna feel away, you know what I'm saying, to protect his brand, it's like, okay, I can feel the way I feel and then just, you know what I'm saying, let my brand like flourish. Like, you know what I'm saying, there's no reason to hurt your brand over shit. You could just give donations if you really give a fuck, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You're not obligated to talk about your political views on the internet, especially when you have something that, like, something to lose over it. Obviously, people who have fucking 4 followers on Instagram and just saying Free Palestine, like, yes, that's awesome, great, stand up for what you believe in. But if you had, like, literally hundreds of millions of people watching you every day, then you can't just be like, oh, Free Palestine, because the people who say Free Israel are going to feel away. Or Free Israel, because the people who say Free Palestine are going to feel away. And so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why they don't talk about, you know, trans anything anymore. Like, Kai made up the term. Well, at least I first heard the term transformer when he talking about trans folks. From Kai. But he would never say that again. Never. Unless it's in, like, the most lightest of ways possible.
Million things flashed through his mind in this moment. He thought of the worst. Feastables being yanked off 7-Eleven shelves. His channel getting banned by the Trump censorship hammer for teaching kids wokeness. My prediction is he had talks with his team and they probably told him not to do it because it's too politically charged to say anything. But for people saying it's because he doesn't mention politics, MrBeast donated $150,000 to organizations when the BLM protests were going on. And also said Black Lives Matter, which is a political movement. So, yeah, good man. I'm not sure how much that excuse can be used. I'm not even saying this to discount all the charitable things MrBeast has done and helped people, but now that
I think 2020 was also different because, like, I feel like he ramped up a lot more in popularity. I'm gonna stop pausing the video. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Brand is bigger. He's definitely more reluctant to get into issues like this, as you can see. I guarantee too, when the conflict's over after like 5 or 10 years, he's gonna finally speak on it. I say it was an awful, terrible tragedy and everything, but when he gets asked on why he didn't speak about it in the time, he's just gonna say, well, I mean, you know, I just didn't know the facts at the time. This is like the go-to for every war that's happened, including in World War II. This is one of the biggest political issues in the world right now, and we're in the most connected time, so I don't know if people can get away with this anymore like they used to. It's also a problem with someone like MrBeast, where you become so big and are a brand yourself, that you lose all personality and become soulless in a sense. I genuinely could not tell you the last time I've seen a real emotion from MrBeast on video. Actually, scratch that. I think I finally saw a little more coming back from him when he told XQC this on stream.
You like Feastables?
No. Kill yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
These kids don't know anything about MrBeast 6000. Imagine he's
y'all
been
don't know
keeping him
shit.
dormant inside and he's slowly been making his way up to take over like a symbiote. One of the things that are different with creators compared to actors is creators have to have a personality to stick out and grow their audience. With actors, you get fed a script and show emotions of a random character on screen. So it doesn't matter if the actor actually has zero personality, which is why when you lose that personality as a creator that people fell in love with, you start to disconnect with your audience. A good example of someone who I think does it well while changing themselves for the better is Speed. When Speed first started blowing up, he straight up got famous for ripping slurs and saying
literally
the most wild he could for the clip. 2021 Speed was a different beast. I don't think someone could have a come up like he did in 2025 nowadays. Over time though, as he grew up and matured, he still kept the same energy and personality without all the wild he was doing. I'd assume he probably looks back at some clips and cringes at how he was acting. And with Speed, you don't normally see people complaining about Speed holding back for sponsorships compared to MrBeast or Kai.
And Speed definitely does do that. Hold on, I'm getting mad calls. Hold on.
Because he still feels authentic, just mature now. In a way, I do kinda understand why someone like MrBeast or Kai may hold back on saying certain things. For example, what I was saying with MrBeast in Palestine. He may be able to say it, but it could risk potentially losing sponsorships, meaning having to fire employees. And then that person's life is ruined over what he said.
Literally.
But if you chose that path where you want to grow your brand and there's now a risk of you having to be inauthentic, then people are gonna notice and eventually it could lead to making things worse. Anyways, that's gonna be it. Let me know how much subs y'all are donating at my subathon this year to pass Kai's record. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Hey man, W fucking video, man. Shout out Tommy. But as for Speed don't do none of the crazy shit he used to do. Like but he still has that crazy Speed energy, that crazy Speed competitiveness. And you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to say like he's gonna grape Ash Cash or anything to reproduce the population of the world. So yeah, there's still a way to do it. And I think Kai is still funny. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he definitely is very much brand friendly, and yeah, that does kind of like lose its touch. But hey man, he's getting wealthy, so I can't hate on it. I'm not gonna hate on it. Anyway, appreciate y'all for watching.